even in the mundane, our life still holds so much value and significance, especially as Christians. If we have a relationship with God, we get to live and breathe every moment with Him. What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cameron. I make Christian content, including a lot of sit-down style videos like this, where we drink coffee and talk about the Lord. Over the summer, I have recently been going through different Christian lifestyle videos, including taking social media breaks, living intentionally, and things like that. I also love to talk about coffee and share the occasional vlog. If any of that intrigues you and you're not already, feel free to subscribe. I hope you've grabbed your coffee for the day. Today I just brewed a black coffee with a little bit of sweet cream creamer from Walmart. It's a nice, simple, sweet flavor if I'm not really wanting anything super specific or crazy. It's just a classic and so good every time. Without further ado, let's dive into today's topic of discussion, which is experiencing God in the mundane parts of our lives. The first thing I want to point out today is that if you think about it, the mundane parts of our lives, those mundane moments where we're driving to work, where we're brushing our teeth, where we're grocery shopping, where we're doing the dishes, laundry, like whatever, fill in the blank with so many things, those make up the majority of our lives. The mundane is the majority. So if we overlook all of these seemingly insignificant moments, these mundane parts of our lives, we're actually overlooking and missing out on a really big part of our life. If you put together all of these little mundane moments and you add them up together, they make up a really big part of our life. They make up the majority of our lives. And these are moments that we have an opportunity to be close to God and take advantage of these opportunities to do meaningful things, to live intentionally. I think it's important to acknowledge the fact that our lives are important because we were created by God and we get to live in a relationship with Him. And this is a 24/7 relationship. This isn't just a switch that we can flip off and on when we're at church versus at work or whatever. No, we walk with God daily, which means we experience every moment with God. So I just want to bring to light that even in the mundane, our life still holds so much value and significance, especially as Christians. If we have a relationship with God, we get to live and breathe every moment with Him. Okay, I'm sorry if the background changed a little bit. My camera battery died unexpectedly. I was not prepared for that. Thankfully, I have my backup one. So let's just resume. I just really want to drive home this thought that I've been thinking about lately, that even in the mundane parts of our lives, these moments that maybe aren't Instagram worthy or they're not something we would brag about to a friend, but these are still beautiful moments because they're with God. This is still an opportunity to talk to Him, to just be fully present in your day, acknowledging that God is close to you, He loves you and cares deeply about you. Another thought I want to share today is that we see in Scripture that our time is actually described as a gift from God. We can see Paul encouraging Christians on this topic of making the most of our time, making the most of every opportunity. Some translations talk about redeeming the time. This is in Ephesians 5 verse 16, and this is just talking about living intentionally, taking full advantage of our time here on earth, because we know that God has created us for a purpose. And I think it's really beautiful as a Christian to know that we are a part of something that is so much bigger than just all of this that's happening here on earth, right? Like, we have something higher that we are aiming for and thinking about, and we are created for this really beautiful purpose. Something I've been trying to do to live more intentionally in the mundane is to dedicate certain mundane parts of my life to prayer time. For example, my drive to work has been kind of my prayer time lately. In all fairness, I have a really short drive to work, but since it's so early, it's just a nice quiet time to reflect on the day ahead of me, to just acknowledge the Lord, just pray for His hand to guide me and to protect me, and also just praying for Zach that he has a good day today. And I work in a coffee shop, so I interact with people a lot. I always pray that God would just use me to be a light for Him and to just show His love to the people around me. I just think that that's a really good way for me to get in a good mindset and just a good heart posture for the day. So that drive to work, it could seem really mundane and really boring, or maybe I would listen to music or just sit in silence, and those things are fine too, but I think it's really nice to dedicate something mundane to prayer time. And you could do this for so many things. You could do this while you do your laundry, or you brush your teeth, or maybe when you're grocery shopping or whatever, and just dedicate that time to intentionally talking to the Lord and just inviting him into that mundane part of your day, just reminding yourself how close he is. It's easy to know how close God is when you're in a worship service on Sunday morning, or when you're in a Bible study during the week. But what about when it's just a random Tuesday and you're going to Walmart? What about when you're in the produce section at Walmart? Those are opportunities to acknowledge God as well. And it seems random and kind of weird, but I think it's really beautiful to remember how close God is, and just to acknowledge and invest in that relationship with him in these random, mundane moments. So that is my challenge for you in this video, is to think about something or a couple things that are mundane in your life. Maybe it's something you do every day or a couple times a week, and just dedicate that to prayer time. Something I also like to do, and I don't do it as much as I wish I did, sometimes when I see random people out, it usually is at gas stations. Like if I'm sitting in the car while Zach is pumping gas, or whoever I'm with or whatever, and I'll see other, random people, sometimes truck drivers, sometimes younger person, I don't know, and I'll just see them and I'll just pray for them, and I'll just say, Lord, I hope that they have a really good day today. I hope that I pray that you can give them so much joy today. Help them feel peace. I pray that you would comfort them in, whatever they may be dealing with. And it's just, I don't know, it's something that helps me stay grounded. It just reminds me of what's really important, being mindful of the people around me, and just, wanting to pray for them. And I don't necessarily talk to these people, and I don't know where they're coming from in life or what they're facing, but it's something I would like to get more into doing. But I just feel like it's a good way for me to use that 30 seconds that I'm there in the car to pray for somebody that I see. And I'm probably not gonna ever see him again, but we can pray for them, right? Cheers to living intentionally and experiencing God in the mundane. That is all that I have for you guys today. I would love to know any of your further thoughts in the comments, if you've ever thought about this topic before, or if you have any way that you like to make the most of your time and embrace the mundane. I would love to hear that below in the comments. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I love you all, and I will see you next time. Bye!